All right, hello and welcome to the video. My name is Wade Smith, and I am a third-degree brown belt in Isshinryu karate. Um, in this video, I'm going to be discussing some similarities and differences between Isshinryu, Shorinryu, and Tai Chi in terms of the open-handed techniques, particularly blocking and submission techniques that come from the Shorinryu side of Isshinryu, and which kind of overlap and tie into Tai Chi. One thing is in Isshinryu, especially the Shorinryu blocks, you have these circular blocks. You have the inside circle block, the outside circle block, and the double circle block or windmill block. All right, so we can windmill that way or we can windmill that way. All right, so that's Isshinryu, and you can turn this vertical windmill block. You can you turn it horizontally. All right, and you can turn it inverted. Uh, in Tai Chi, although it may look to the untrained eye like slow motion kung fu or whatnot, of course, any young to middle aged Tai Chi practitioner can fight with the motions, but they're going slow because they're focused more on body mechanics, muscle tension and relaxation, and breathing mechanics when you see them practicing in slow motion. But they can fight with it if they need to. In Tai Chi, they have similar circular motions of hands, but they also teach a spherical motion of hands where you imagine that you're holding an empty sphere, all right? And these motions, you're like, what's going on here with these spherical motions of your hands? That becomes a precursor, of course, to applying your joint locks, various joint locks, and arm bars from Tai Chi basics. So, having had a 60-hour seminar of Tai Chi, I understand that ties into my Isshinryu wrist locks and my Isshinryu basics in a way that I would do things like when I sparred, even in the Isshinryu dojo, I was aware that there was more than one style of fighting. Sometimes I would spar against somebody and just keep my hands open and confuse them and just concentrate on blocking and pinning their arms. And then I would close fists. I would change up what I was doing. Um, for example, in Hindi Andi Kung Fu, you have like this motion where you oxbow strike up and then you palm heel down, or you oxbow and palm heel, oxbow and palm heel. Um, and so I was familiar with that motion as well. And so then if you combine all of those ideas, you have, almost, it also overlaps with Mar-a-Lago Eskrima, where you have your Sindawali's, where you're just doing this kind of motion with your arm, or even the double Sindawali, where you're doing, let me see if I can get the motion right. Well, without the Eskrima stick in my hand, it's hard to remember the exact motion. But anyway, it's a circular motion. Well, if you tie it into this three-dimensional sphere in Tai Chi, you see that you can do more than just the basics of maybe a one-dimensional instruction, then you're no longer one-dimensional. This is why Isshinryu students are, of course, highly encouraged, to cross-train in more than one style of martial arts, because that was the whole purpose of Isshinryu, is to learn and combine the best of all styles of martial arts. It's also why we end up teaching some Kenpo, such as the five swords counterattack combination and sword of destruction, and so forth. So Isshinryu has evolved to absorb all styles, not just the two original styles that it started with. And so your spherical Tai Chi, imagining that you're holding a magical energy sphere, and these manipulations tie into your circular motions from Eskrima and Isshinryu and Shorinryu. So, and then, it also, as I said, it also applies to weapons, because then you start to think of using weapons in more than just one dimension and not just two dimensions. But then you start to think of using your weapons in three dimensions. All right. I think that's pretty straightforward once you pointed out that, again, Tai Chi is not just slow motion kung fu. It does have a purpose similar to Sanjin Kata. It teaches you proper breathing and mental focus and so forth. And if you do need to fight full speed with it, the techniques do in fact work when you use full speed. All right, thank you very much.